those two are very light in this race as well, as Bidster defends from Rodders. I'm not letting you through, no way Jose. And meanwhile, Bidster's past Jamo. He's alongside Jamo. Jamo's going back through on the inside, Bidster's on the outside. But Jamo counteracting it with the boost, side by side for 130. It's 5 cars for second place. This is incredible, into the hairpin. This is going to end in tears. But back to the leaders, side by side for Rodders and Seek down towards the last corner. Here we go. This is Group C from Spa-Francorchamps and it's race 1. Hi guys, welcome back to LPB Racing for the third round of our championship in Group C cars. So it's the LPB Group C Championship from Spa-Francorchamps. Should be a very entertaining race. Spa is a fantastic circuit. So let's take you through the grid for this one. We've got a few returnees, and the first returnee is on pole. It's Callum Paul Banks. He's back. He's got his internet connection fixed and he should be good to go. So we'll see how Callum goes tonight. He's on pole to start with anyway. TY is in second place in the Nissan, and he's on third place weight as well, so a very good qualifying for TY. Then it's Red Bull in third in the Sauber, good qualifying for him at his home race, the Belgian. And then it's Keith in fourth, Video in fifth, good qualifying for them as well. Then it's Bidster in sixth, he's carrying weight, he's carrying second place weight. Then Rodders in seventh, he's on fourth place weight. And then it's Neil Farmack in eighth, Will in ninth. 10th is Daniel Irwin, and then it's 11th for Seek 1. He is on the maximum weight and he's on the hard tyres, so that's why he's further down the order. And then we've got the return of Growly Bear just for a one-off race, so we'll see how he goes with this as well. So let's get on with the race then, as we get ready for the off here at Spa. Let's get the details up. Waiting on those red lights turning green. Revs should rise in a minute because they don't want to use too much fuel off the start. Waiting for the lights to go. Oh, we've got a mover at the back. I think that's Will at the back moving off and just getting caught out. So he's got a jump start penalty and he has to wait. So TY into the first corner alongside Callum. We've got Video and Will gets hit. Sorry, it must be someone else at the back. Will gets hit off and a few of the cars go through the last source a bit strangely, but I think we're okay. Rodders almost hitting the side of Will there, down towards Eau Rouge at 170 plus mile an hour. Rodders just tucks in front of Will, and now we go down the Camel Straight towards Lecom at the end, and it's Callum in the lead from TY. Red Bull looking strong in third. He's having a look at TY, no way through there into the Lecom section, and Bidster runs wide in the Mazda. Bidster's run wide in the Mazda but gets away with it. Seat 1 there in 8th, Neil Farmack 9th. So everyone else nicely through there. Bidster with a bit. Why is it giving Bidster a penalty when he's lost time? Oh, this game's nuts. But Red Bull's past TY. Red Bull's gone into second place. Straight up to second place goes Red Bull, and down towards the double left-hander we go. So down to the double left, into the corner. Nicely done there by everyone. There's Bidster in the Mazda. The noise of that car is amazing. There's Video in the Jaguar Rodders. And then further back we've got Seat 1 on the hard tyres. And Keith's falling down to the back as well. Daniel Irwin's in 10th. Keith's going up the inside of him into the pit path. Oh, he's alongside him. Daniel Irwin's holding his ground round the outside. Oh, tap to Keith there on the inside. So just a bit of a twitch as he went into the corner, and luckily both survive. Daniel Irwin's still defending from Keith, and Daniel Irwin goes wide. Keith goes in through on the inside and through before we even get to the fast right-hander. So now Neil's attacking Seat 1 as well. Let's have a look at the front. Callum, Red Bull, TY, Bidster, all together. Callum onto the brakes into the bus stop. There goes everyone nicely down, and let's have a look at Neil and Seat 1 and Keith all together. Neil's past Seek. Seek's down to 9th. He's got Keith right behind him, so the hard tyres not going well. But remember, Neil's on the hards as well. So it's hard and soft tyres that are only in use in this. As Keith gets a good run on Seek. The soft tyres of Keith and just giving him the edge on the acceleration away from the Jaguar. As we go into last source, Daniel Irwin has a look, but there's no way through there on Seat 1. Has to back out of it and to avoid an incident. So Growly is at the back. I don't know what he's doing, but he's just don't know what he's doing, but he's doing something. But Callum there in first, and Red Bull second. Red Bull closing on Callum. But Callum's definitely not lost any of his pace. He's been away. He's not been here for the start of the season, but he is here now, and he's showing everyone what he's meant to be. which is in the lead of the races. That's what he's meant to be. He's meant to be our leader, and he's in the lead so far with Red Bull right behind him. Then it's TY third with a penalty. Bidster catching up in fourth. Video slides his way out of the Brussels hairpin. Oh my God, that was amazing. Good car control there by Video. Will there in seventh, Keith at eighth. Then we've got Neil in ninth. As we go down, a bit of damage on the front of Keith's car there, just from a little bit of a nudge earlier on, probably with Daniel Irwin. But I think we're okay for now. Growley's just paused. I don't know what he's doing, but I don't see him surviving very much longer in this race. We'll have to see. There goes Will. Bidster, and we've got Video and Rodders close together now. Rodders closing on Video. So Rodders starting to have a go in the Porsche. I know he's not in the red colours because it's not showing up still. Got Callum's car, the red one. That's what Rodders' car is supposed to look like. But unfortunately, the game not putting his, not rendering his livery in, and just sticking in with the normal racing Porsche. Can't say the brand name because otherwise I'll get into trouble. But yes, he's in the original racing Porsche colours, and TY a penalty as he comes up to the line. He's got to get rid of that before the line. He has to slow down. This could be Bidster's opportunity. And we've got Callum and Red Bull together into the first corner. Red Bull on the inside into Lassos. Oh, and he gets through. Callum goes wide, and TY is holding off Bidster just. But not sure if there was contact between Red Bull and Callum there. It looked very close if it wasn't. But I won't be surprised if there were a little tap there. But you never know. It might have been all fair's fair. So we'll get some replays on that at the halfway point in the race. So there goes Callum, TY there in third, Bidster in fourth, Video fifth with Rodders in the draft, looking for a way through here as we go down towards. Oh, he's hit him! He's hit him! He's missed his braking point. Rodders, he's hit Video off, and Video gets a nice 50-mile-an-hour boost into the corner, but luckily keeps hold of his position. So Rodders backs off, and yeah. So Rodders lets him go. But yeah, Rodders just missing his braking point there, just unlucky as Will, just getting rid of a slight little penalty. Will doing a lot better now in this Sauber, so Will doing a lot better. Keith is behind him. Remember, Will's on the hard tyres as well, so I would imagine Keith will close up in these next few laps with him being on the softer compound tyre. So we've got two races of 19 laps. This is the first one, and Callum is all over the back of Red Bull. Red Bull not getting away from Callum. Callum wanting to show why he is the dog in the group. He is the one to beat. Top dog is Callum. Top dog. That was the word I was looking for. Top dog. I'll get there in the end. But here we go. Red Bull ahead. Callum right behind him through Blanchimont, taking some grass on the inside as well. Callum, will he ever go into bus stop? No, not close enough. Rides the curb on the braking, he goes wide. If he didn't ride the curb there, he wouldn't have gone as wide into the corner. There goes TY with Bidster hot on his heels. Then we've got Video in fifth. Rodders sixth after catapulting him further on. Will is still in front of Keith, but look, Keith has closed up, like I said earlier. Keith on the softer compound tyres, and he will have more grip at this stage of the race. Will probably be able to last to the half distance point, maybe. We'll have to see how the tyres go, but I would imagine that would be the case looking at the tyre wear now. As Keith will look at the inside, no way through there. Will goes wide, keeps to the inside. I think Will's not bothering to fight this too much because he knows it's a losing battle. But is he ahead? Not yet. It's side by side down towards Eau Rouge, who's going to lift. And the entry, no one! Side by side up Eau Rouge. And Will has to take the shortcut on the inside, and Keith should get the position because Will did cut there. But wow, both of them not wanting to give an absolute millimetre there. And Will lands himself a penalty for cutting the corner on the inside, which you can understand. But Will looking for a fight right now. On the inside, catches the grass under braking, and he's not going to get the car stopped. And thank God he ghosted then because he went straight inside Keith there. But Will gets the place, and got to admit, maybe a tad unfair because he did ghost to go past him, so that will probably be looked at. But oh, Will goes on the grass, Keith right behind him, he has nowhere to go but run into him. Just taps the back of the Sauber as you go through the corner at the bottom. Meanwhile, Red Bull still absorbing the lead, the pressure from Callum. But look at the tyre difference. Red Bull is absolutely shredding his tyres. His tyres will not last another couple of laps if he keeps it like this. The front right is dead. Watch the tyre graphic at the bottom left of your screen. I'm just going to flick from Red Bull to Callum in 3, 2, 1. Now, that is a difference. And also Callum is saving a lot of fuel here because he's in the draft of Red Bull. He's just saving as much fuel as he can because that means less time at the pit stops. Callum is the wizard when it comes to managing fuel in a race. Callum is the one to do it. He might as well be practically driving the hybrid Porsche of modern days. He's that good on fuel. So he gets out the corner, gets a good run. Can he get alongside? No, he can't. Red Bull has the traction out the corner and Callum has to wait. But he knows it's just a matter of time because he's saving fuel and that could help towards the end of the race. But we'll have to see because Red Bull at the minute is looking very strong. But apart from the obvious tyre wear issues, but again, he could do flat out and do a couple of pit stops and still win the race. So you never know. There's a lot of different strategies that could be played out in these races. Down the Kemmel Straight, and then looking at TY. Oh, Callum is moving out to have a look at Red Bull. Now is the time for Callum. Oh, he goes wide though. He goes wide off the track and he'll have to give the place up. And Red Bull goes back through. Callum is getting a bit overexcited there and running wide. And Callum goes back down to second place. TY in third with Bidster still behind. Still the same gap between them two. Bidster a little bit worse off on tyres and fuel, but is expected by the Mazda. Rotary engine using a bit more fuel. There's video in a very solid 5th place at the moment on the soft tyres. Then it's Rodder's 6th on the soft tyres as well. Not able to match his teammates' pace. Then we've got Keith and Will. Keith is ahead of Will now. So Keith ahead of Will. And the soft tyres doing what he needs them to do. Will going on the long game. So that he might be able to come back towards the end of the race. Neil Farmack is doing the same in 9th. Daniel Irwin in 10th and seat 1 11th. Growly Bear has decided to retire, well, mainly because he wasn't really fit to drive. So put it that way, he wasn't really fit to drive. He had a bit too much to drink, I think, and showed up, thought he was okay to drive, and then ended up doing, driving like a drunk basically, which he was, and then ends up going. So Growly is not really in the good books of LPB Racing at the moment. He needs to redeem himself because we don't like people turning up drunk for race night, but still, yes, we don't like that. So that was obviously a very bad example set by Growly Bear there, and he will be reviewed next time he goes into an LPB Racing race. So anyway, put that disappointment to one side and focus back on the action with Red Bull still ahead of Callum. Callum just trying to do everything he can to stay with. Look at the wheel spin from Callum. Commitment, TY as well. Commitment on that curb. Absolutely wheel spinning the car out the corner. No sympathy for the tyres whatsoever as Callum gets a killer run up Eau Rouge and is now on the attack in the draft. And drafting, pulls out, and to the inside he goes. Will has no answer for the speed of that Porsche. Oh, does he? Because he goes to cut back on the inside. He says, no, you do not. But Red Bull has to yield to Callum, and you've got to give Red Bull points for trying. He is flamboyant with his efforts in trying to defend and attack, but Callum showing him what the standard is to beat, and takes the lead of the race. So Red Bull down a second then, the front right tyre not looking healthy, one single bit. TY is in third. He's starting to close on Red Bull slightly now, and Bidster's just losing touch with TY at the moment, so the tyres looking like they're going to start playing a game here. Video in 5th. Jaguar a bit wide into the corner but getting away with it. Rodders in 6th. Keith in 7th. Keith is slowly cashing Rodders, I think. So last lap times were 2:05.4 for Rodders and a 2:04.0 for Keith. So Keith definitely the man on the move in the mid-pack. And then it's Will behind him in 8th. He's on the hard tyres, and I've got to commend Will. He's doing very well on those hard tyres to keep up with the guys in front on softs. So Will pulling out an absolute blinder here, and this could make all the difference, because if you can keep this speed up on the hard tyres, he could be very dangerous come the last half of the race. So keep an eye on Will, and we'll try and keep an eye on him for you as well. So there goes Neil Farmack, Daniel Irwin in 10th, and seat 1 back in 11th. The weight of the car and just the fact that it's the Jaguar around here as well not helping, because the low downforce spec not helping around here. I know it doesn't really affect that much on GT Sport, but in real life it would. But yeah, seat 1 feeling the effects of all the weight on the car and the hard tyres. Not a good combination. Back to the leaders, Callum and Red Bull into La Source, lap 7 of 19 now, as we accelerate out of last horse down towards Eau Rouge, and Rodders is the first one to pit. Rodders is the first one into the pits, so he's got quite a bit of fuel left. This is just a tyre stop, I think. He's trying to set himself a bit of astray from the others, see if it works out for him. Oh, screen goes that bright there, I almost blinded myself. There we go, and Rodders comes out of the pits now. Where will he come out? Will's going past him there, so he comes out in 8th place. He slops between Will and Neil and goes down towards Eau Rouge, picking up the speed. Fresh set of soft tyres for Rodders and no fuel, so that could be a deciding factor, because Rodders could go up the field very well here, so we'll have to see how his progress keeps up. As we look back to the top 4, all within the same camera shot now, so Callum and Red Bull starting to slow up a bit. Whether Callum's saving more fuel or when Red Bull's tyres are dead, and yeah, it's a mixture of everything, and TY and Bidster starting to catch the leaders. Let's have a look at lap times last time round. 2:03.2 for Callum, 2:04.7 for Red Bull, 2:03.6 for TY, and a 2:04.2 for Bidster. So very varied lap times there. Callum and TY the quicker of the two. Red Bull and Bidster not really having the speed of the others, but still sticking with the group. As video goes through in 5th, nicely done for video. Let's have a look further back. There's Daniel Irwin in seat, so seat 1 catching Daniel Irwin in this one. Seat 1 up, much more fresher tyres with the hards. Let's have a look at Rodders. His progress. He's past Will already. Fresh tyres. He's past Will on the older hard tyres. So Rodders on the move, and Will just trying to stick with him now. Will will try and stick as close as he can to the back of that Porsche to try and catch up to the other group. As we go out of the right-hander down the straight, Rodders visually pulling away there. And next target is Keith on the worn tyres. Is anyone else pitting now? We've got Callum at Red Bull. TY Bidster's in. Bidster's into the pit, so Bidster's deciding the time is now for tyres as well. So it might be responding to Rodders, but we'll have to see. So up on the jacks, tyres change. And away we go for Bidster. Keith's in as well. Keith's followed Bidster in. He's now deciding his time is enough as well. And Bidster putting a tiny bit of fuel in there just to compensate a little bit for the end. So Bidster putting in a bit of fuel, and he's come out just behind video. So let's see what he does now. Rodders in 6th. So Rodders has closed the gap a little bit there. Neil Farmack in 8th. Over there on the hard tyres still. Back to the leaders. It is Callum Paul Banks in the lead of the race from Red Bull in 2nd. Out of the corner, and he's on the curb and we're kicking up the dust and God knows what, but using all the track and more to try and keep his lead. Out of Brussels down to the left-hander. He's using a lot of curb on the entry, and that's quite dangerous, but still Red Bull's copying him and he's suffering the consequences. Those front right tyres are dead. If I were Red Bull, I'd have pitted 2 laps ago, but those front tyres, well, to be honest with you, all these tyres are well past the sell-by date. Callum's are approaching halfway, so I would imagine Callum will not be too far off pitting himself, but he'll have to see how he'll respond to the others. As Bidster's right behind video now. Fresh tyres on the Mazda, old tyres on the Jaguar, and Bidster is right behind video now, looking for a way through. Down into the piff path, he looks down the inside and he can't get through. Video holds his ground. Bidster up on the curb on the inside because he's got all that grip, he can do it. Over on the other side of the curb, he's side by side with him now. Into the corner, and video breaks early, decides to let video breaks early, decides to let Bidster go through, and now he's probably going to try and follow the Mazda to try and catch up to the others. Right, leaders, let's see if there's any pit stops this time. Callum goes round, Red Bull goes round still, and TY I think's gone in. Has TY gone in, or has he lost it? No, he's gone in. So Red Bull is still going on those old tyres. How is he doing this? How is he not losing time? Well, the one thing is he's using a lot of fuel compared to Callum. Callum's still got half a tank of fuel. How has he done that? Well, probably in the draft of Red Bull all the race, but still TY and video in the pits. So TY coming out the pits now and back in 3rd place comfortably. Bidster back into 4th. TY's gapped Bidster a bit, but TY's not put any fuel in. So Bidster put a little bit of fuel in just to compensate for the end of the race. Meanwhile, further back, obviously video's still in the pits. He's got to come out now. Here we go, out the pits. He's going to come out near Daniel Irwin and Seek, I think. Is he? No, sorry. Neil and Keith and Will. He comes out near all of them. So Neil Farmack there on the hard tyres. Keith, new set of softs. Will, old set of hards. All together. Down the Camel Straight to the end. And into Lecom. Neil Farmack closing up on video here, even though video's got new tyres, it should be faster. A nice little image there of the bollards, the new super sticky bollards that Gran Turismo Sport's got, so they don't they don't get knocked off and make the cars fly in the air anymore. As Keith gives Neil a little love tap there, saying, "Come on, sunshine, get on with it. I'm on fresh softs here." And as Neil's saying, I'm trying. I'm just on old set of hards. I can't do anything." But Neil Farmack coming down to the double left. This is where Keith will be a lot faster with the tyres. The tyre difference on Keith's car, he just can't do anything with it. Neil Farmack's holding the road up. He's hogging all that road. Left into the right, into the left. Into the right-hander. The curb for both. Keith gets good traction here, but can he capitalise? He's trying, no, can't get through. Still can't get through. Neil goes wide onto the AstroTurf, and that's good. Oh, careful! Oh, the AstroTurf gets very, very treacherous at times. And the side-by-side, we're just going to stick with this. Neil and, sorry, we've got Video and Callum in the pits. We think Callum's on hard, but we don't know what to see. Down to the corner, the Keith's through. We're looking up the inside of Neil now as we go into the bus stop chicane, and still staying out, so don't think the hard tyre is really working for him. But here we go, so we've got TY in the lead with Callum in second now. So Callum in second, but he's gone on the hard tyres. Now that's a turnout for the books. He's gone on the hard tyres. Very strange idea when the softs are working quite well, but unless he's not planning on pitting again because he thinks he can get to the end on fuel, because he's put a bit more, probably a little bit more fuel in, but that's it. Bidster now in third, Rodders in fourth, Red Bull's come out in fifth, but he's put soft tyres on, but he's put a lot of fuel in to get to the end of the race, so he's looking to get to the end now. Is Red Bull. So waited, pitted just over half distance, and now he's going to try and get to the end. So fresh tyres, and he's got Rodders the next target. The double left goes Callum. Fresh set of hards against a more or less fresh set of softs. TY will probably pull away for the first few laps, and then later on in the race Callum might be able to close up, but we'll have to see what the grip difference is, because it doesn't look like the pace is that good on the hard tyres, as evidenced by Neil, Seek and Daniel Irwin, who are running them. Oh, Will, I think, sorry, that's it. So Neil Farmack, Will and Seat 1 all running the hard tyres. Seat 1's pitted for another set of hard tyres. There's nothing he can do in this one but suffer at the back because of the weight of the car. He can't really do anything about it. The only thing he can do is put softs on, but I don't think that would work because the weight of the car would not help. So, just after the halfway point, we'll get some replays into that first half of the race action for you now. And now let's jump into the first half of the race action. Okay, here's the first of the replays then. On the start, on board with Seek 1. Watch Daniel Irwin on the left. And he outbrakes himself, bang, hits Neil, and then goes woohoo straight into Rodders and Will, knocking them both flying. So Daniel Irwin misses his braking point, causes a bit of carnage, but then everyone gets away well down towards Eau Rouge. Okay, here's a replay of how Red Bull took second place then from TY on lap 1. Gets a fantastic run, TY runs wide, and Red Bull goes to the inside and straight through on TY, absolutely sculled there, and Red Bull takes second. Okay, now here's a replay of Neil and Seat going side by side on lap 1, absolutely together, and Neil Farmack goes round the outside of the Jaguar, and we missed that, and Seat 1 goes wide then, and then we go down to the chicane, and we saw this with Seat 1 defending from Keith. But what a move there from Neil Farmack all the way around the outside. And here's a special view of that on board with Seat 1's helmet cap. There goes Neil on the right hand side and straight round the outside of us into Blanchimont. We run wide and then we've got Keith right behind us. But what a move from Neil Farmack. There's a replay on board with Red Bull to see if there's any contact on that pass on lap 3 that he did on Callum. Into the inside, and no, Callum runs wide and clean as a whistle. Red Bull takes the lead. Here's a replay on lap 4 of Will and Keith just being absolutely bonkers into the Eau Rouge corner. Down to the bottom, there's Eau Rouge, you can see the ascent. Keith and Will alongside each other and into the corner. Oh, so close to disaster. And how Will keeps it going up the hill, I don't know. And alongside Keith, he has to cut a little bit, but well done to both cars for getting more or less up Eau Rouge side by side. That is as close as it gets, and then Will looks down the inside into the next corner, but then he ghosts on the inside because he's getting rid of the time penalty, but he does go through, so it would have been probably a good legitimate move anyway. So I think we'll let that one that one slide, because it was a good move anyway. The car was invisible because of the penalty. Okay, here's a replay then on lap 8. So while we were watching video in the pits, we missed this action on track. So Will outbrakes himself and almost hits the back of Neil, then cuts back and almost hits Keith. And then they got in the corner. Will got a lot of curb there, and Keith gets a fantastic run. He's on the outside though. Can he get past on the way into La Source? Braking into the corner and into round the outside, absolutely schooled there. Will firmly put in his place, and Keith takes 8th. And now let's return to the action. And as we come back from those replays, we come back to T White in the lead of the race on the soft tyre. Out of La Source, Callum, Callum so sideways there. Didn't really see that properly, but Callum got massive sideways there, and how he saved that I don't know, but the back end of the car was almost facing the front of the car after he finished with that. Absolutely mad. Down the Camel Straight we go. Let's have a look further back. So we've got Bidster in 3rd. Red Bull now up to 4th. He still holds the fastest lap of the race, 2:01.2 on the second lap of the race on the right hand side of your screen there. So 2:01.2 fastest lap of the race. Rodders trying to stay with him, but I would imagine he'll have to pit soon. So a 2-stop strategy for definite for Rodders. Might be the same for Bidster, but we'll have to see how the fuel goes. Video in 6th. Everyone else is a bit more spread out in this race, and the main battle on track at the minute is the battle for the lead and also the battle for 4th place, but Red Bull is ahead of Rodders now, so I wouldn't imagine that would close up very much. TY for the team player in the lead. There we go, sorry guys, having a drink, there we are, just having a drink, keeping the voice going as we go down to the right-hander, up over the curb. Almost twitching the car on the way out. There goes Callum. A lot more AstroTurf for Callum there. He's got to watch the track limit penalties with that. If he does that too much, he could get a penalty. He's got to be careful. The last thing he wants is a penalty on this stretch. As Bidster then in 3rd place. Soft tyres. Just not having the pace of the front runners in this one. But again, remember, he is on weight as well. He has got 2nd place weight on, so he's not doing bad for the weight. He's Bidster, but also got to commend TY as well. TY is doing very well because he's also running weight in this, so he's running 3rd place weight, so he's on 80 kilos, 80 kilos, and Bidster is on 120 kilos. So Seek at the back is on 160 and Rodders is on 40, so Rodders has got a slight bit of weight on, but TY and Bidster doing well for their relevant weights. Further back we've got Keith. He's starting to catch up video. They're both on the roughly about the same tyre wear and fuel. So this will be pure pace if Keith can catch video, or likewise if video can pull away from Keith. As Neil Farmack finally pits. So he's used the hard tyres for most of the majority of the first bit of the race. Will he go to the soft tyres now, or will he stick with the hards? We don't know. We'll have to wait until the fuel's finished to find out. There goes Will to the last chicane. And he comes out, yes, he's on the softs. He's putting up, I don't know whether that's enough fuel for the end of the race, but it should be. But Neil Farmack out for a set of softs, but I think he's lost too much time with the hard compound tyres, and he's just gone further and further back. So the hard tyres not looking like they're working, which puts a bit of a concern on for the ex-race leader, Callum, because TY's in the lead now. Soft tyres, yes, and he'll have to do a quick pit stop, but Callum on hard tyres then, so that's not going to help us. TY fastest lap of the race at 2:01.171, so nicking Red Bull's fastest lap and sliding that car into the apexes, using every single horsepower that Nissan has got onto this back straight and all the curb as well. And Callum's doing the exact same with that Porsche to try and compensate for the hard tyres that are on the car at the moment. Bidster on softs, he'll probably have to pit again for at least fuel and another set of tyres, so he might go back down to the order a bit. But Red Bull there in 4th, he's got enough fuel for the end, and well, you never know with tyres, but with how long he went on the first set, you'd think he'd do the same on this one. Rodders in 5th. Video back down to 6th, and it's 7th for Keith. He's still trying to catch Video, but remember, very equal. They're both on the same. They're both on the. Well, they're both not running weight ballast, and they both got roughly the same amount of fuel and the same tyres. So this is going to be pure pace battle as we go through the chicane. And Rodders is in. Rodders is in. The tyres and fuel have spoken. Rodders goes in for a splash and dash for the end. So he's got just over 6 laps to the end of the race, and he's got to fuel that car up, get the 2 tyres on. That's going to lose him time doing all this. As going in out of the hairpin, there goes Keith. Video goes down the hill. And Rodders is, so I'm just trying to get the camera on Rodders. There he goes out of the pits. He's in 7th. So fresh tyres and definitely enough fuel there to finish the end of the race. So we'll see how he gets on. Let's look at the positions then. So TY in the lead after doing those really fast laps, trying to pull all the gap on Callum that he possibly can. But Callum doing 201s on the hard tyres. How is he doing this? It's probably because there's less fuel in the car, but still, that takes a lot of doing from for a driver to match the same times as the soft tyres on a harder compound. So Callum then really loving this. Obviously remember Callum's lighter as well, so take that into account. He's 80 kilos lighter than TY as well. So TY handicapped by his weight, and Callum using all the advantages he can. Red Bull there in 3rd is with Bidster behind in 4th. So Bidster is either he must have made a mistake. The last lap was a 2:05.2, and yes, Red Bull is ahead of him. So Bidster makes a mistake, but again, we'll get a replay on what happened to that at the end, near the end of the race. So. But Bidster goes back to 4th, and he's now in the draft of Red Bull, coming down towards Blanchimont. I wonder if Bidster's going to have to do a quick splash, and he's going to have to pit for fuel for definite, but a splash and dash and possibly a change of tyres as well. Into the chicane we go. Red Bull will probably go through. He's got no intention of stopping, and Bidster does as well. So he's not over. He's not done yet. So he's going to try and stick with Red Bull best he can. On to lap 14 of 19 now. There goes Video in 5th place, soft tyres, but he's pitting now. He's probably not got enough fuel to get to the end, just thought, right, change your tyres, that might do the trick. Keith's in as well, he's responding to Video, whatever you can do, I do as well. And they've both got exactly the same fuel, 33 litres of fuel as they come into the pit. It's absolutely same stuff. And will they go on the same? They should go on the same tyres. It'd be a bit daft to run the hard tyres now. Video's already on his way. Absolutely incredible. He's already on his way, and he's put a bit of fuel in. He put roughly about 50 litres in, and Keith has done a lot more. He's put too much fuel in there. That is way too much fuel for Keith. He's overfueled that car. He's lost time as well, and that car's going to be heavy compared to the rest around him. Because Neil's there, he might have to do a bit of a splash and dash, but there goes Video and Rodders, and they've got just under half a tank, which should easily get them to the end of the race. Whereas Keith has put 3/4 in, which is way too much. So he's lost himself a lot of time there. Meanwhile, TY and Callum together at the front, and then we've got further back seat 1 and Daniel Owen, seat 1, turning into the corner, and Daniel there on the inside, bit of contact. As really should have seen Daniel coming there because he was going slow into the corner, but seat 1 into 10th place then with the maximum weight on. What can Daniel Irwin do to keep him behind? Breaks into the corner, dives down the inside. Good move there from Daniel. You've got to go for the move sometimes, and it worked. So good move there from Daniel, and he goes back into 10th place and demotes seat 1 down to 11th. So seat 1 in 11th. On hard tyres, Daniel Owen in 10th on softs. Oh, change for the lead. TY's into the pits. The fuel is not going to be enough, and the tyres are dead as well. Change of tyres and some fuel for TY. Meanwhile, Callum is still going round hard tyres and plenty of fuel, I think, compared to the. We'll have to see if he can do it. TY's still in the pits. Red Bull's coming up towards the first corner, but TY's out now. TY's out now, and the chase is on. As Bidster pits because the fuel's low and the tyres are destroyed. So Bidster into the pits for a new set of tyres. Will he come out near Video and Rodders, who are very close together? Neil Farmack's right on the back of this bunch as well. Neil Farmack, after making the switch to soft tyres, is working, but he's going to have to make a splash and dash for fuel at some point. Sorry guys, just trying to sort the cameras out, meant to go on to Bidster there, but he's in the pits. He's just about to come out of the pits now. There he goes. He's out of the pits. He's going to go up to speed though. down towards Eau Rouge. Rodders on the outside of him, and he should be able to get through into the corner. Yes, Bidster has to tuck behind the Porsche of Rodders. Where's he go up the hill? The Mazda gets a good run into the draft. Alongside he goes. Gets back in the draft and moves back out again, trying to use all the speed he can. Down towards Lecombe at the end, braking hard. Down to second gear, into the corner, trying to keep down the outside of Rodders, but can't do it. Up on the curb, Rodders has got his hands full now with Bidster, and he's letting Video get away. As we go down to Brussels, hairpin. Again, Bidster looks to the inside, and there is no way through. Rodders keeping that door well and truly shut. You can stick your foot in the door all you want, Bids. It's going to get shut on your foot if you keep going in. But he's right behind. You can't see the Mazda. He's that close behind Rodders now. As we go through the double left-hander, the fresh tyres of Bidster should be helping him through here. But remember, he's got the extra weight on. He's got second place weight on, but he's diving down the inside of Rodders and goes wide. So he had to try and do something, a bit of desperation there by Bidster, and Neil Farmack, his teammate, right on the back of him now. Callum in the pits, clearly not going to make it on the fuel. So I might be responding to TY's pit stop as well, because TY pitted for the soft tyres, and now Callum is probably going to do the same. Set of soft tyres on Callum's car. Tiny bit of fuel, and away we go. TY's at the first corner, Callum's coming out the pits, this is going to be close. Out of the pits we go, and Callum gets on the gas, and TY's ripping through the gears. TY should be catching up, he's got a bit more overspeed I think, but Callum is out ahead. Further back we've got Video, Rodders, Bidster and Neil all close together, still battling it out. Meanwhile, Callum and TY at the top of the hill. Neil's coming to the pit, splash and dash, no more fuel left for Neil. As we go down the back straight, Callum then is now under pressure from TY. These tyres are only one lap apart. TY's got a bit more fuel than Callum, but they should both have enough now to push hard to the end. This is going to be an absolute dogfight to the end of this race. This should be the entertainment we want. But just before that starts to come to the boil, while that's simmering, we're just going to go back and look at Video in fourth, and then we've got Rodders in fifth, Bidster sixth. So Bidster fresh tyres, and that is plenty of fuel to get to the end. That's probably a bit too much. He's going to keep, but yeah, Bidster overfueling the car a bit, but Rodders then ahead and looking for a way through. No way through is found just yet. He's looking to the inside, but no. Again, not got the run. And I think if you look at the fuel of Video, now look at the fuel of Rodders, and now look at the fuel of Bidster. Bidster's put way too much in there for only 3 laps roughly left in this race, 3 or 4 laps left in this race. Down to the double left, Bidster thinks about it, but again has to back out of it. No way through there. Over the curb. Callum and TY are still not together. So Callum is still ahead of TY. Meanwhile, Bidster can't get past Rodders and into the exit of the pith path, and then through the fast right-hander onto the straight. Well, not really a straight, but the fast section of track into the last sector. The Mazda in the draft. Where's Keith? There's Keith, and he's got Neil Farmack behind him for company. And Neil Farmack just putting enough fuel in to get to the end of the race, and fresh set of soft tyres as well. Red Bull's in. The tyres are destroyed, and he's got to come in for some more. TY and Callum. TY fastest lap of the race, 2 minutes, 0.2. So ignore the 154 by Callum, that was probably just a glitch for coming out of the pits, but still 2 minute, 0.2 for TY. Red Bull comes out the pits in third, so looks like a safe third position for Red Bull. Video fourth, and Rodders and Bidster up the inside into La Source. Gets the inside line and straight through on Rodders. He finally managed to pounce, and he got the move done. So now Bidster working his way down the hill. And next target is Video, but again, Bidster's weighed down by his weight penalty and the fuel. So will he be able to catch up or even gap Rodders here? Because the car's understeering with the fuel that's in it. He's trying so hard. Down the Camel straight to the end where we meet going to Lecombe. The right, left, right. Missed one apex and you could find yourself going back a few positions, but luckily Bidster and Rodders clip every single one of them. And brilliant lines through there by both drivers. Meanwhile, Callum, Paul Banks in the lead of the race. Callum in the lead and TY second, but looks like TY's fallen back now. So TY's falling back a little bit, and Callum's just starting to run away with it. Red Bull in third, and we're still looking at Video. Bidster with a little bit of a penalty there, so just trying a bit hard to get away from Rodders and catch up to Video through the long left-hander. This is where Bidster's fresher tyres will help. Into the piff path. Right up on the curb there for Bidster, trying to slowly get rid of some of that penalty as he goes through the corner as well. Meanwhile, Callum across the line. 1:59.6 for Callum, absolutely phenomenal lap. Very rare you see a lap below the 2-minute barrier, and TY a 2-minute 4 last time round, so a mistake there from TY, and Callum with the fastest lap of the race. So no wonder he's pulled about 4 seconds on him. Absolutely incredible stuff here by Callum. Makes his return because his internet now works, and now he's showing them all what we've been missing and leading the race by a good 5 or 6 seconds at least. And he used the hard tyre at first, so brilliant stuff by Callum so far. But it's not over until the checkered flag, which is in a couple of laps' time. TY second, Red Bull third, Video fourth, Bidster fifth, and Rodders is in the pits. So why is Rodders pitted? He should have good enough tyres to get to the end and fuel, but unless it's a strategy he's doing. But no fuel, just fresh rubber. So unless he's thinking the fresh rubber might help him, Rodders comes out the pits, and there goes Neil. So Neil Farmack out behind him with Keith. They're both on slightly older softs. Bidster there in 5th place with Video ahead. Video's got to really watch the fuel now. Fuel's starting to become a bit of an issue, and Bidster starting to close up. Back on the straight. Neil Farmack closing right up to the back of Rodders into Lecombe. Fastest first sector for Neil Farmack. That's probably with all the draft he's got. Through Lecombe, right behind the tail wing of that Porsche. He's so close you can't see him as we go down towards the Brussels hairpin. Dives to the inside, and slides the car on the inside, and he's still keeping his foot in it. Incredible move by Neil Farmack, sliding the car, Formula Drift style, wagging the tail in the face of Rodders. Absolutely mad. What a pass there by Neil Farmack. The slidiest, twitchiest pass I've ever seen in my life. Absolutely brilliant car control, and gets into 6th place and puts Rodders firmly in his place. What a pass by Neil Farmack. Pass of the race so far. Absolutely brilliant. Now runs a bit wide. Now he's pushing to get a gap. Callum is in the lead. He's lapped seat one being lapped, and he's gone faster again. 1:59.4 for Callum. Absolutely incredible. Really light on fuel. Really nice tyres still, and that is the results. 2 1:59s in a row, one closer to a 58 as TY tries with all his might, but he's just running wide now. So TY absolutely ragging that car and going for it all he can. Meanwhile, Bidster is right behind Video now into the braking point, into the light source. Get a good run out the corner, down the hill towards Eau Rouge. Neil and Rodders are still together. Neil ahead of Rodders still after the fantastic sideways pass that he performed. But Bidster now on the back of Video, pushing as hard as he can to try and catch up to the back of that Jaguar. But that Jaguar is very quick on the back straight. Very quick. While Callum just lapping Daniel Irwin there, so blue flags for Daniel Irwin, and looks like Callum got through with relative ease there. So Callum then bringing it home slowly, and Daniel being aware of the traffic around him. Further back we've got Video and Bidster still aren't done here. Video needs to really try and hold on to this position if he can. Through we go. And what difference will this have to the championship standings for the weight for next time? Because remember, seat 1, he's not doing very well in this race, so he might have weight took off him, so he could be good in the next one. But Callum is about to show what everyone's been missing. He's been missing for 2 rounds, and he's come back with internet that works, and he's stayed the whole distance, and he wins the first race at Spa. Well done to Callum. He wins the race at Spa, round 3, race 1. Daniel Irwin finishes, but he's in 10th, gets lapped. And seat 1 finishes in 11th as well, lapped as well. TY finishes second, a good second place for TY there, a good bag of points for the Nissan team as well. Here comes Red Bull for the Sauber team, finally getting a decent result here in LPB Racing. So Red Bull third on in the race, just enough fuel to get to the end as well. Good third place, a podium finish for Red Bull. And it's Video and Bidster to the last corner. Bidster having a look. Slightly a bit of a slight tap on the back of Video's car there, and out of the last corner, and Video holds on to a fantastic fourth with Bidster in 5th place. Could have been better for Bidster if he didn't put as much fuel in, but still, never mind. As Neil Farmack comes home in 6th, so makes the hard tyre strategy work to a point. Rod is in 7th, Keith in 8th position, not bad for Keith, and Will's just coming round here. He's going to be 9th. He's not last. Daniel Owen and seat 1 have finished across the line because they've been lapped, but Will, the last person on the lead lap, and he's coming down to the chicane now. Good job by Will. I think he's put a bit too much fuel in the car, but still, hey ho, not too bad, and well done to Will. He finishes in 9th place. So guys, we'll just get some replays into that last half of the race action for you first. Okay, here's the replays of the second half of the race now. Okay, here's a replay of what happened between Bidster and Red Bull on lap 13 then. So Red Bull passes Bidster here to take 3rd place, goes on the draft and goes past him. So Bidster didn't actually make a mistake. This was just pure tyre difference, tyre performance difference. As we go into Le Mans, Red Bull's already got past, but Bidster is still handling the pressure. He's not wanting to let that Sauber go, but he's going to have to, because if you just swap to the Red Bull now, swap to Red Bull in a minute, watch the tyre graphic, boom, there. Red Bull's tyres are a lot fresher than Bidster's, but he's not giving up. He's right behind him, but he can't do anything, and Red Bull stays in 3rd. Okay, here's a replay of the move of the race that was so nice that we've got to see it twice. Into Le Mans and out of it. Neil Farmack now is going to make the move of the race. He goes, dives down the inside of Rodders on the brakes and slides the back of the car out. Absolutely brilliant. And then he puts the power on the curb, slides again, cuts Rodders off, and then slides into the next corner and then starts to pull away from Rodders. And that is a move. And as we come back from that, we will now take you to the results. Okay guys, here's the results of the race then. It is Callum Paul Banks who wins on his return. Well done to Callum, 12 seconds ahead of TY in 2nd place. Then it's Red Bull in 3rd in the Sauber, good 3rd for him. 4th is Video in the Jaguar. Then it's the first of the Mazdas, Bidster in 5th with Neil in 6th. Then it's 7th Rodders, and then it's 8th for Keith. Will is in 9th. Daniel Owen is in 10th, and seat 1 finishes at the back with the heavy car. Fastest lap to Callum, a 1:59.3. And as we come back from the results, there is your winner in the red Coca-Cola Porsche, the number 99 car. Callum Paul Banks comes back and wins straight off the bat. Well done to Callum Paul Banks, he wins the race. And we will see you guys next time for the second race round here at Spa. So we'll see you for that, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe and leave your comments down below and hit that notification bell. And we'll see you guys next time. Take care, guys. Thank you for watching another race by LPB Racing. This is the race for next time. It's Group C from Spa-Francorchamps again, but this time it's race 2.